row. Thank you, Ezra.
Good evening, Coach.
What's up, man?
Z just a moment ago said how hungry Connecticut is for this series, just going back to last year, and she put it in terms, said that they were on a crazy streak, and then you gut punched them in that series and then beat them 4-0 that series. So obviously that manifested in the first quarter the way that they came out, but tactically and technically, what were they doing that threw you out of rhythm after you got those early Kahleah Copper buckets?
I think they were really aggressive in ball screens, and they tried to put an early hit on the ball, and so it is something that they hadn't done with us, but we got used to it, and we just have to look at the video and adjust. But it's fine. Other teams have done that to us, and we'll be ready for it.
So Kurt Miller called this a messy game, and that obviously helped them. How do you go forward and try to clean it up and make it not so messy?
Well, we just got to move them. They only fouled us with 3 people. They only fouled us 7 times, and I thought that was so it kind of discouraged us from driving, I think. But they just gotta see those. They gotta see them. And if it's not a foul, it's not a foul. But if it's a foul, it's got to be called. But we'll be better, and we'll be ready for it.
Hi, James. Z thought that you guys fared okay defensively. What did you think about how your unit fared, if that was a concern at all, and also specifically holding Jonquel Jones to not that many shots from the field? Were you at least pleased with that aspect?
I thought we did a good job defensively. I mean, we held them to 37%. Normally, when you hold a team to 37%, 23% from the three-point line, you normally win those games. But we got to do a better job of getting to the line. And we got to, be aggressive. We got a couple of open shots that we didn't take just because we wanted to move the ball. But we have to look at the basket and actually take those shots. And it keeps the defense honest, and it opens up driving lanes. So when you do that, when you don't look at the basket, it kind of takes away from your team. And so, but we'll do a better job. We'll look at video, and we'll explain us what, to each other what we have to do. And, it's a series for a reason. So, yeah.
Hey, James. Azari talked about, just the physicality from Connecticut being even higher than maybe she had expected, and also kind of having the realization that the Sky might not be a team that can, bang with the Sun, and they might need to take kind of a little bit of a different approach at that. So how do you counter the Suns' physicality with the size that their front court has?
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe it at all. So we played against their physical team last year in the playoffs. We played against their physical team this year in the season. You can't tell me we're not just as physical as they are. So they're big, but we're physical. We average more points in the paint than they do. And we don't get calls that they get, but that's fine with us. We'll be okay. So I don't agree with that one, but that's somebody else's perspective, and she has a right to that. But I think we're just as physical as they are.
Steven in the red middle.
Hey, Coach. So you guys, Connecticut had 12 second chance possessions today.
Yeah.
They had about 9 points off of those.
Yeah.
Of course, you're not going to mitigate them getting all of them, but do you feel like that was too many as far as the limit you wanted to allow?
They're going to offensive rebound, we had more second chance points than they did. That's something that has never happened, Maybe if we let them get more, then we could probably beat them, because that's normally what happens. They get more and we beat them. So I think the difference is we can't let them get out in transition. I thought we did a good job of boxing out. Anytime they get second chance points and they shoot less than 33% on those, that's a win for us. But the fact that they got out in transition a little bit more than we did, and we're the team that typically plays fast, I think that hurt us a bit. And I think that was probably the difference in the game. And the fact that, we really didn't have the offensive production. Defense was fine, just the offensive production from certain spots on the floor, that really hurt us. We're normally not a team that shoots 35% from the field. I mean, we shoot 42%, we win the game. And so we missed some bunnies. We missed a few chippers. We missed, a couple of times we got out of their pick and rolls and we had shots at the rim and we didn't make them. And so we just got to make those shots. And that's just it. It's that simple.
And then speaking to the half court offense,
Mm-hmm.
did you feel like it was a lack of Z mentioned the ball movement, but did you feel like it was also a little bit of the player movement in terms of you guys not getting too many like backdoor cuts that you typically get?
Yeah, I felt like we played their style. They wanted us to play their style of game where it was slow and methodical, and we like to play a little bit more free. So, I think the way for them to, if they're going to put two hands on us, if they're going to swat at bodies, it's going to complement them. But, we'll be ready. Okay? They want style, it's fine with us too. We just have to be ready for it. We thought that we were supposed to get to the line a little bit more than we got. And it was surprising to me, but it's fine.
Back here, Coach. First off, we've talked about veteran leadership with this team all season, but Candace really stepped up big time. What were you seeing just out of her, especially in the second half, specifically more fourth quarter? It looked like she was trying to coach the team there near the end and really try and find a way to cut the lead in half and get the game a little bit closer.
Yeah, she played well. It was it was a game where she gave us defensive energy, and she was able to do things, rebounding and blocking shots and stuff like that. But we just have to become a collective unit. And offensively, we have to find our rhythm as far as how our offense goes, where we have multiple touches. For us to only have 24 field goals made in a game for a team that averages, a quarter more than that, we just have to do better.
Middle row center.
Hey, Coach. I asked Z about the fact that Connecticut had a 10-plus advantage in the paint, and she felt that even though that was the case, that doesn't happen often, and, the defense is usually there. And tonight that was the case. DeWanna Bonner shot 4 for 16, Alyssa Simon shot 6 for 16, and Cody Williams shot 3 for 12. To fight those stats, what do you think can happen in the next game to keep that kind of going as far as the defense?
Well, we just have to do our defensive schemes that, just pay attention to the details that we've been paying attention to. Try not to put them to the line. So we'll be fine.
Hey, Coach. In addition to Candace's amazing performance today, you also got a lot of good minutes and a lot of good points and stats from Kahleah. Obviously, she really played her heart out as she does best. I'm just wondering if you could speak to her performance today and also her physicality, not just on offense, but also her ability to be able to hit the glass when possible.
Kahleah's tough, man. She plays through so much stuff. It's really amazing. She plays through a lot of contact, and she never really complains. And so it's, I love what she brings for us. I love what she brings to our team, the energy, the fight that she has, and she's on the ground a lot. And I just feel bad for her sometimes because she doesn't, get the respect that a lot of people get, And I just, she penetrates more than anybody, and she only had 4 free throw attempts. Like, we only had 9 free throw attempts. I've never seen that before, but to a team that averages 42 points in the paint. And I've never seen that before, but hey. We have to get used to that part of it, like how the games are being called. So that's something we're not used to. But I had a feeling of that, so whatever. It's okay.
James, it seems like they were able to really limit the impact of Allie and Sloot tonight. How do you see them defend them?
They showed hard on a couple of things, but it really doesn't matter because you really want them to get to second touches. And we weren't able to get to second touches because we lacked some player movement. So, and sometimes we have to take open shots early from other players to give them driving lanes later. And so we have to do better of that. And they'll have cleaner looks, and sometimes they just miss some easy shots. So I don't expect that they'll go 5 for 18 next game and 1 for 9 from the 3, especially with the shot that they were given. Like they were, given shots that we could have easily made. So I think that part is just on us.
Thank you. Allie Quigley will be next.
All right, thanks.